you just don't. You just don't. You don't know. You just don't. You just don't. You just don't. You don't know. You don't know how deeply you could be loved. You don't know how deep these rivers flow. You don't know. You don't know that I'm low.
Hi, my name is Ntsiki Mazwai. I am South African. I'm an artist, a musician, a poet. I work with beadwork, and I'm a social activist, and I'm just an all-round disruptor. I'm a humanitarian, but I express myself in a way that's confusing to people. What I have to say about the origins of Black people is that we cannot have our history told to us by white people. A lot of the history books that we are learning from in schools are not written by Africans. So Africans are not telling their own story, and as a result, the African story is being bastardized. And we are being sold a version of ourselves that we are not, which makes us less than what we are. So for me, I'm a very proud African. I'm a descendant of Steve Biko, of Robert Sobukwe, of Thomas Sankara, of all the African revolutionaries, African nationalists who died and fought for me just to be okay and comfortable in my own skin. So I think that's what my purpose is about, and I was given the gift of words. I'm an amazing writer. So they do say that the pen is mightier than the sword, and somehow my gift of words is spilling over into society. And I'd never even thought about the world. I was just trying to infiltrate my own country, but it's spilling over, and this is who I am, guys, and this is my role, and you're gonna hate me sometimes, and you're gonna love me sometimes, and I accept.
The future is woven in our minds, forming tapestries of positivity. Our today's sorrows mold our tomorrow promises of shattered glass boxes of oppression. Iyabuya, i-Afrika namhlanje. The perfection of foreign accents will have no reason, and fighting for human rights will no longer be called treason. I dream of a place where I'm free to be me, past genders and politically corrected sexuality, past races and chessboard game immoralities, and furthest from the places that have made me question my identity. The liberty to embrace my own gods. Give thanks to my everyday highs. Under African skies, I'm seeing Africans smile. African do this, even can do that. Under African skies where every can. I'm from African skies where every can. In my everyday highs, I see Africans smile. I see them celebrating change, my people. They dance to the rhythms of transformation, liberation. The flat tunes of mental captivity are being drowned by sounds of ululation. I open my eyes and taste clarity, see past all my hurts and sorrows, and know that I am whole. For the spirit of Azania is embedded in my soul. For the spirit of Azania is embedded in my soul. I'm from African skies where every can. In my everyday highs, I see Africans smile. African do this, even can do that. Under African skies where every can. I'm from African skies where every can. In my everyday highs, I see Africans smile.
God damn. I thought this was going to be like an intellectual discussion amongst like grown-ups and mature people. No. There's history there. I know the media doesn't like always makes me seem like I'm the villain, which is okay because it reinforces the fact that I'm a powerful woman. It always reminds me that I'm so strong. I don't even need PR. Like, I tweet and everybody writes about me. So I allow my ego to feed on that. And it also obviously annoys me because I feel violated because I get they make me seem like I'm something I'm not. But the rapper AKA, we've had a tour before, and he was very rude to me at a TV show interview. So I don't have any respect left for him. So when he provokes me, I say whatever I feel like. And if I've heard that he's got a small one, then I've heard that he's got a small. And there's nothing I can do about what I heard. Next question, please. South Africa's got the second highest data costs in the world. Ridiculous. And we've got a very high unemployment rate as well. So it's very classist way of doing business for our cellular networks. It discriminates against black people and people that can't afford. So, and the masses in South Africa are below a certain income level. So it's really corrupt, it's unethical, and it affects me as well as an artist and as an entrepreneur. It creates a barrier into the industry. I feel like my work would be known a lot more, could spread a lot more if my fans could be involved in spreading that information. But if my fans are concerned about their data and they're counting their data, they have got no time to be downloading my stuff and checking out my stuff on YouTube. So, I mean, I have my selfish reasons, yes, but I think all of us are affected in different ways. And yeah, I've made this call and it's going to work actually because it's numbers, and if it snowballs and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, we're just going to pressurize these cellular networks onto the negotiation table. Yeah, so this is all that social activist stuff, eh? I'm just like, oh no, this makes me feel uncomfortable. I can't afford this. Can anybody else afford this? No, nobody else can afford. So let's go. Shutting down. We're going to shut down all these white capital businesses that are taking over our industries because we are the ones who are the consumers, and we're not going to be exploited. It's unfortunate that that's what he viewed it as. The comments I made was that we as black people need to start unpacking white capital backing on our artists. So what happens is that if you've got white capital behind you, then you become very famous and very successful and in all the medias and you're being spoken about well. And it's unfair competition for artists who don't have white capital backing. And white capital backing also requires a certain level of submission of your blackness and being well behaved. I don't think I was taking anything away from him. I was hoping that he would actually also call out the fact that white capital is working for him, and I was hoping that he would engage the conversation so that there's not unrealistic expectations set on our youth. And also we really need to engage the fact that white capitalists are running the entertainment industry. And what does that mean for our culture? What does it mean for our talent? What does it mean for business? And denying it is not actually going to make it go away. So it's unfortunate that he took it like that. I think that a lot of my Twitter account is against white supremacy and white racism, and I call to action that things that would threaten the authorities. As we know, South Africa comes from apartheid, so a lot of the systems haven't changed. They might have put in a few black faces to make it seem like there was change, but there was no change. So all our media is controlled by white people. We don't have a black media platform. So everything that you read from South Africa about Ntsiki Mazwai is going to have a bit of that spice that is degrading what I'm saying and devaluing what I'm saying. It's the same tactic they used on Lauryn Hill. It's the same tactic that they use on all our black heroes that are saying something that is going to change the system. So I don't really concern myself with gossip and perceptions or whatever. It's not really my business. I'm going to continue to disrupt, and I'm not going to apologize for it, and I'm not going to back down. So you can call me troll, you can call me ugly, you can call me fat, you can call me black, you can call me all the names in the world. I'm not going to stop putting the issues on the table, and I know that's what the actual issue is.
White people voted for this democracy.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't, Sissy. No, they didn't.
Yes.
A handful. Did you vote ANC in 1994?
I'm not talking about the ANC. Please listen. In 1992, white people had a referendum to decide whether they're going to allow the vote. And we gave the vote because we thought that what was happening was
It wasn't yours
wrong.
to give. Do you acknowledge that? It was not your country to take in the first place. But we acknowledge the fact that you are here. We acknowledge that you are here.
The thing is that for Africa to be where we want it to be in 10 years' time is going to require a lot of working together and conscientizing of African people. We've been brainwashed into believing less of ourselves, and we need to reverse that process, and we need to now focus on black consciousness and celebrating our own history, our own stories, our own rituals, being okay with the fact that we do black magic, all right? We're good at that, and accepting our spirituality, because the most powerful thing about black people is our spiritual power. We used to be able to make it rain, okay? So there's a lot that has been stripped from us. We don't even know our languages anymore. We don't know our own history. We don't know our wealth, the wealth of our identity. So for me, it's about everybody owning up to, first of all, being black and trying to stop the whole European image thing. We don't actually have to. We can be ourselves. So for me, and also the conversation around Africa uniting and bringing down the barriers, because all these borders were created by the scramble for Africa, and they were created by white people. So they don't exist. So for me, it's about working around the brainwash of realizing that we're actually one people and organizing ourselves and going back to our old systems, which actually did work for us. We had amazing civilizations before white people came here. They learned everything that they know from black people. So we need to go back to our history. We need to go back to the African scholars who are committed to the African story. I know in America there's Dr. Henry Clark. Here we've got Motshekga Motshekga. We've got the Pan-Africanist Congress, which is really committed to black consciousness. So we need to start identifying which of our leaders have got the real story behind Africa, because we've been taught that we were slaves, and it's actually a little bit more than that. So in 10 years' time, if we can just all wake up and realize that we are one people, especially Americans. Americans seem to have this thing where they think just because they speak English, then they're not African. Black Americans were taken away in slave ships, guys. They were taken away in slave ships from here in Africa. You're not American, you're Africans. You were taken here by force. You were stolen. You're a stolen people. And it would be nice to get to a point where we have the conversation on how we're going to bring back all our brothers and sisters, to be quite honest with you. It's the same white capital story I was speaking about. I think that Beyonce is a product of white capital. She is a construct. It's not real. It's an illusion. It's marketing. And I just think that if Beyonce was what we say she is, a feminist and black conscious, she wouldn't be playing into a lot of these. The brand of feminism, I don't understand it, and the brand of black consciousness, I don't understand it. It just looks like you're exploiting an image to make sales, and it's not necessarily who you are deeply. So for me, it's like, yeah, you're just well behaved, because really, if you were black conscious, the whites wouldn't be celebrating you. If you're really black conscious, the whites are not going to be celebrating you, because they celebrate the blacks who assimilate and are like them and are comfortable. So for as long as you've got your weave going on and your yellow bone stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know if that's African. You're just working for the system, really, B. And you gotta pay bills. You got a daughter to feed, kids, twins, I don't know. So I get it, but I'm just saying that I don't think that we should make her a revolutionary when she actually is not. Unpredictable. I don't know what day of the week it's gonna be. Yeah, I'm just here to share all this stuff. So it's all love, it's all beautiful, and yeah, I'm here about spreading happiness and spreading consciousness, and it's all love and no hate. And being pro-black does not mean you're anti-white. It just means how I love being black. I'm okay with being black, and I don't need no weave. I don't need to be going to church. I'm gonna go to my sangoma and my traditional healers and do my herbs. It means that I've got my own heroes. I don't care about Pippa and whoever, those British people getting married. I don't care. Tell me about my own people. Tell me what Zakes Mda is up to. Tell me what Cradle Muto is up to. Tell me about Africans that are actually going to add value to me remembering who I am as an African. Because I think that's what it's about. We just need to claim back ourselves and claim back our spirits and be okay. I'm okay with being black. Okay?